Alright, everyone, it's the Grim Lord here, and this is Grimm's Comics Corner. I decided to skip Creepy and go right to Vampirella. Why? Because I was watching a little bit of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and I just thought, you know what? I kind of want to go back to Vampirella because it seems like they took a lot from Elvira when they were working on the Vampirella character a little bit because she has that kind of vibe, and of course she makes the puns and the jokes. If you haven't seen the movie Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, definitely watch it. You'll see, oh, okay, I get it. So Vampirella isn't that character anymore. She's rather serious now, but back in the day, she was a little bit more comical, and that's what this kind of captures. So let's go ahead and get started with Vampirella number 7. What wild manner of being is a witch woman? Read this trend-setting 23-page Great Trilogy issue. Okay, got Scarlet Letters, 3 witches, the White Witch, the Mind Witch, and the Black Witch. Perfect for Halloween, right, guys? And then you have Plague of the Wolf, Terror Test, Vampy's Flames, The Survivor, and Collection of Creation. All right. Never saw a style quite like Billy Graham. Huh. Okay. I don't think that's the religious Billy Graham, is it? Because there's Frazetta, and Billy Graham's rendering shown right. I don't know. I still kind of like Frank's work. It's hard to tell. Wow, listen to this. Warren can continue to imagine himself the more sophisticated magazine's publisher, but as long as Vampy et al. Continue to crank out hacked stories backed up by abysmal art and saturated with cutesy, pimply faced sex, you'll never make it. He said, though this letter will obviously never see print, I hardly care. I'll buy from your competitor who can supply real quality. The letter saw print, Ronald, and probably twice. Letters pages are one thing the competition hasn't swiped yet, but chances are you'll probably see this letter printed soon by one of our web-footed friends. Interesting. Why a witch trilogy? A trilogy, by definition, 3 stories written about a single theme or subject, in this case witches. You may wonder why 2 stories are not enough to explore this subject thoroughly. The reason is because with 2 views of witches, we will tend to think of them in only terms of good and evil. Witches are women, and as women, they're usually complex. Definitely. It would be a great injustice to limit them to a mere 2 dimensions. The offbeat heroines of these tales are innocent, vindictive, jealous, protective, romantic, everything that a woman is. In addition, they possess supernatural powers, which makes them more dangerous than mortal women, and they wield their powers emotionally rather than logically as men would. Therefore, a warlock trilogy might be as interesting as a witch trilogy, but it's doubtful that it would be as terrifying. When we asked writer Nick Cody if these tales were based upon the personalities of the 3 girls he knew, he replied that he had only one girl in mind, and she must be quite a girl, judging by the following 23 pages. The creators of the Witch Trilogy. Nick Cody, writer of the Witch Trilogy. I think of myself as a storyteller rather than a writer, and I find comics to be the best and most satisfying way to tell my tales. Billy Graham, artist on The Black Witch. I hate drawing comics. My eyes turn to camera lenses. My fingers are now paintbrushes, and I'm rotting to death at my drawing board. Is the sun still yellow? Tom Sutton, artist on The White Witch. I'm over 30 and not to be trusted. Prefer doing visually exciting monsters and outer space stuff. Studied painting at the Boston Museum of Fine Arts, but still love the comic media. Ernie Cullen, Artist on the Mind Witch. My favorite comic illustrator is Warren Kramer, who I've admired for years. I love cartooning, especially comic strips. Warren's magazines are terrific, and so is he. Right, Jim? You hear me? Okay, here we go. In the still of an eye... What? Yeah, alright. We're gonna have to try that again. I couldn't see the S there. In the still of the evening, a sound alien to these swamps beats across the gaseous marsh and reverberates the reeds in the windless air. It is the rhythmic beating of a heart, or perhaps several hearts. Thump, 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 thump. Prologue. The source of the sound is within. It is the lingering beat of hearts of those who once inhabited these grisly walls. Has the castle a stone heart of its own, pumping sewage through its rat-infested veins? Thump, thump, thump! Or is there something alive within, a survivor of dead ages, a warm, blood-pumping creature who has reclaimed the decaying shell of a once proud edifice? Dare we enter? Thump, thump, thump! As you can see, there is nothing alive in here unless you count me. I have no idea what that awful sound is, but I won't let it distract me. I was just about to read the biographies of some of my favorite people. Witches! First-order witches only. Second-order witches are human, but first-order witches are, well, anything but. Thump, thump, thump. Some witches are born cursed. Some are born blessed with bizarre powers, and some were never born at all, but conceived by mysterious forces. We will learn about them all in these tales of 3 witches. How many things can you name that are white and grow in the dark? Mushrooms? Very good. What else? Nothing else? You've come to the right place, friend, because after reading this tale, you can add to your list an albino bat and the white witch. Never again to see the autumn sun. The melodic strains of Xenia's soft, haunting voice crept through the audience like a mist, encircling each listener and holding them in whatever mood she chooses. It's a very good likeness. Would you sell it to me? Only for the price of your company at my table. My name is Judd. And so after school, I moved from Detroit to New York. I'm doing fairly well as a portrait artist, but I've been enjoying myself so much I've forgotten the time. My brother would be furious. Xenia, when will I see you again? Judd felt like the prince in a Cinderella story. His meeting with the lovely Xenia seemed unreal, but every time he saw her face or heard her voice, she took from his mind so that it was as if she had left him only moments ago. Knock, knock. It's open. It's always open. I am Ilya Denkovich, Xenia's brother. She's very taken with you. I promised her I'd find you. For what reason? You are an inspired artist. I would like you to do a portrait of my sister. She's very dear to me. You could live with us until the painting is completed. Fine. I could begin tomorrow morning. I prefer the morning light. My sister is afflicted with a skin disease which makes sunlight fatal to her. You must paint her at night. I am sorry to hear of her illness. If we can't have sunlight, then moonlight will do. Forgive the dim lighting, Judd, but my sister is sensitive to any form of light. She hides her agony only when she has to perform under floodlights. Only moonlight is soothing to her. Would you care for a brandy? Yes, thank you. Ah, my brother's been taking good care of you. Come, I'll show you to your room. Go with her, Judd. She worked all last night getting it ready, and now she is anxious for your approval. Will you paint a picture for me? Will you paint the sun? You've never seen the sun? Never! Ilya says that the sun is death to me, but I've heard. Oh, I've heard it's like a flower. I've never had the courage to look at it, but someday I must see if it is truly as beautiful as I imagine. I must think now, Xenia. Might I be alone? Yes, of course. Judd listened to the high wail of wind and thought how much it was like Xenia's voice and song. Her brother must be mad. And his passion to keep his beloved sister with him always, Ilya must have created this sunlight fantasy. Then from outside, a glint of light, a movement disrupted Judd's dark brooding. Xenia? Come in. I knew that you were following me. My mother was a witch. She left me her, equipment. I'm preparing a formula that may cure my affliction. Perhaps as Ilya says, witchcraft is evil, but I must see the light, the sun in all its glory. I've come to hate the darkness. What is this? What are you doing? Poor little moth drawn to flame. Put your faith in science, not witchcraft. Have your doctor examine you. Perhaps you can be cured, or more likely no cure is required. Your brother may have lied to you. I had so hoped you'd understand, but you don't. You can't. Please go, Judd. Leave me to my cure. It was nearly dawn before sleep came to the troubled artist, and when it did, Judd, help me! Xenia has not been in her room. I think she's fallen ill somewhere in the forest. You search to the south. I'll cover the north. Be careful, friend. It has rained recently and the woods are very muddy. For hours, Judd searched in vain, fearing some terrible fate had already overtaken the precious girl, and then, my God! I failed. Formula was too weak. To protect myself from the sun, I covered myself with the mud. Xenia! Oh, Xenia! The sun will be down soon. I'll take you home. It was magnificent. So bright and warm. I must see it again one day. You will help me to see it again, won't you, Judd? Thank God. I've given up all hope. Come bring her to her room. Can such a thing be true? How can such an illness be? Judd, there is a story, folk tale if you will, that I must tell you. You will excuse me if I project myself into it. It begins with my childhood. Many years ago, when I first came to this country from my native Russia, there was no kinder woman than my stepmother, Tasha. I loved her more than my natural mother, who had died when I was an infant, and Tasha loved me as her own son. Tasha, I'm so lonely. She had always promised me a playmate, a little sister, but she passed away childless. 1 year later, I had gone to the cemetery to pay my respects when... Little white moths! There must be hundreds, thousands! They're flying to the Tower of the Graves! Inside the old tower, they seem to have vanished. But wait, this odor. A caterpillar. Spinning a cocoon. Ah! It was not until the next spring that I found the courage to return to the tower. Even with my boundless imagination, I was not prepared to face the thing that had been spawned by my by my stepmother's spirit. There, with the strands of cocoon as her diaper, was a 2-year-old babe. Her eyes were so clear and full of innocence that I was completely disarmed and overlooked her bizarre creation. I brought her home and raised her as my sister. She's extremely ill from her ordeal. I'll go for the doctor, but it will take some time. The only one cognizant of her unique is quite removed from here. I'll watch over her until you return, Ilya. Hours pass. Judd slaves over the portrait of Xenia until exhaustion takes its toll. Judd, wake up! What time is it? I want to see if there's a full moon tonight. Oh, Xenia, we've both been asleep for a long time. Must be nearly midnight. You're looking very well. Open the curtains. Yeah! It was an understandable error. Judd was fatigued, his mind confused from stress and worry. No one could blame him for believing it was midnight when it was actually noon. No one was ever able to convince him that he was not to blame. Not Ilya, not the doctor, not anyone. Didn't that just melt your hearts? I don't know why she was so crazy about the sun. I've never heard of anyone suffering from moonburn. Now it's time for us to dissolve and go on to our next sunny subject. Yo, done wasting your time, Billie Jean? Talking to that weird Thorpe girl? I mean, she's a witch. She gave you a charm. Something to get back your lover? You give her money? We're a poor family, girl. Your mom works herself sick. You didn't give her money, did you? Billie Jean. Oh, Lord, Billie Jean. Poor Billie Jean didn't realize how expensive a doctor's bills can become, especially a witch doctor's. She never suspected she'd have to leave her soul behind when she went to visit the Mine Witch. Couldn't you help her, Doc? She's my only child, and she's been that way a week now, ever since she went to see Carrie Thorpe. There's nothing physically wrong with her. It's as if she's been drained of her intelligence, her mind, or, as some might say, her soul. You can't transplant a soul. Carrie Thorpe had been a mystery ever since she came to the old house to live. No one ever saw her except those who went to visit, and when they returned, they never talked about her. In fact, they rarely ever talked about anything. We're here for the seance. We were invited by Miss Thorpe. Come in. How delightful. You've all come. Be seated where you'll be comfortable, and we'll begin. Do not fight the forces acting upon you. Free your minds of all problems. Free your minds. Watch your reflections in the globe as it mirrors your souls. Watch them quiver, then fade. Wasn't it a wonderful evening? Don't you all feel unburdened? I loved having you all, and you won't forget to tell your friends about me. Oh my, I'm so hungry, and you all look so luscious. Whose soul shall I eat first? Mr. Carter? Julie Dover? Sam Colton? Now here's a big sweet one. Sally Kellernick. I know you'll be tastier than Miss Davish. I found her to be a trifle sour. She was the town gossip, and you, Sally, are the town naughty girl. Please, please, have mercy, Miss Carey. Ah! Suffering Holes was still a regulation stop on the railroad route, but the train stopped there for the last time at 7:30 p.m. Saturday before the town's name was removed from the schedule forever. Dr. Axelrod, I'm glad you could come. Hold on, I'm trying not to get this all mixed up here. Oh, there was also this. The scream was tiny. It carried only a few feet before being cut short. And then we're going back to the train. Okay, Dr. Axelrod, I'm glad you could come. When you mentioned in your letter that my patient's illness was a sort of epidemic around here, I had to come. They do their work even more efficiently than before, as if by instinct alone. They simply obey. The crime and accident rate is zero. They're like machines. How much of the town is affected? We're the only ones that aren't. Doctor, how would you like to be a spy? It could be dangerous. You have a right to know that. I could lose my mind, couldn't I? However, I'm intrigued with the idea of meeting the mysterious Carrie Thorpe. What do I have to do? Dr. Axelrod gained a new degree. He was now a master of occult science, and he called on Carrie Thorpe using that title only. Miss, is this Carrie Thorpe's residence? Miss, I said. Suddenly, back, mindless abomination. Do not harm my guest. The evening wind displayed Carrie's raven tresses as her inhuman ladies-in-waiting tended to their mistress. Dr. Axelrod, how good of you to request an audience with me. Please excuse my pets. I've only recently sent for them, and they are not used to the surroundings. I suppose your pets are used to a much warmer climate? As Carrie moved closer to him, John was aware of warmth and energy radiating from this beautiful witch. My pets are not from hell, Doctor, nor am I. Come have a cup of cappuccino with me, and I will explain. As I told you on the phone, I'm writing a book on contemporary witchcraft and feel that you deserve an entire chapter. Could you tell me something about your particular form of magic? My magic is worthy of a book, perhaps several volumes, not a mere chapter. Could I interest you in a candy ball? So this is how you do it. Either you are a fiend or something from another world. Neither. Just a mother carrying out a promise to her children. As a doctor, you should understand that, and I know that you are a doctor. Sheriff Kantz fell victim to me only moments before you arrived. He told me everything. Do not grieve for him. Do not grieve for any of them. They are alive and well destined to build civilizations on distant worlds. Some of my worlds are barren fragments, stone dry, windless planets of perpetual cold or heat. Some have atmospheres of such ferocity that they deny all life forms. Only a few of my worlds produce life. They are mindless brutes, but they are life, animal life. These children so please me that I promise them minds. In 1,000 years I will have enough minds to populate most of my planets. Who are you? I am Galaxy M31 from the constellation Andromeda. You don't believe a galaxy has a life of its own, the feelings and power to do what I have done? Oh, I believe it. I also believe you have the conceit to disrupt an entire star system to follow your own selfish ends. Even as she speaks, a metamorphosis moves over the doctor like a wave. His voice becomes distant and echoing. Andromeda wants you back. She has sent me to fetch you. For your crime, all life will be taken from you, and you will be barren for all eternity. No! The explosion was seen in several counties. The brightness gave illumination to the night sky. One astronomer who saw it said it resembled a nebula, a starburst. The next word of our drama has not been spoken. It is yet to be heard by the giant ear pressed against outer space, the observatory at New Mexico. Within the central control area, 2 men have been repairing the electrical system. They are unaware of the strange explosion at Suffering Hills. 2 years ago, Galaxy M32 disappears without a rumble or reason. Now we're picking up signals from her again. It's got to be something in the circuits. I'm picking up an unusual signal, Lord. Doesn't anything make sense anymore? What did you hear? I'm saying this now because I just heard it. And maybe I'll deny it a week from now, but it was the most pitiful wail of misery I had ever heard. After that mindless little tale, I wonder, when you wish upon a star, does it wish back on you? Now I know what they mean when they say the night has 1,000 eyes. During the Salem witch hunts, many innocent girls were burned as witches. We know today that even though witchcraft is a widely practiced art, those girls who were tried and executed were not witches, because a good witch never gets caught. Strangely enough, this is foremost on Jal Jones' mind as he rode home one evening. Get up, Jupiter! Stop kicking up dust and rolling stones out of your way, and let's get home. I got a feeling that there's something watching us, and I pray that it's an animal. I got a rifle for an animal, but if it's anything else... Suddenly, hey, Joel, mind if I ride with you for a bit? I want to talk. It's a cold night and the sky is plumb full of stars, just right for talking. If a black cat crosses your path, you can be sure that it will bring bad luck, especially if that black cat turns out to be a panther. Of course, there's one black cat that's even more dangerous than the panther, and that is the Black Witch. What a glorious night, isn't it, Joel? You seem nervous. Now I've been suspecting that you've been two-timing me for Millie Pride. As that's what's making you nervous? You might as well know. Zell, Millie and I are engaged. The last thing Joel remembered was dripping yellow fangs, and the last thing heard was the panther's high-pitched womanly cry. Witches prefer to answer questions with action instead of words. Few people survive their answers. Millie Pride was the next person to be sought out by the vengeful witch. Hello, I brought this milk for me, but I'll share it with you if you can find a saucer. How'd you get in here with all the windows locked? It's easy for me, little mama. Now, Joel won't be coming to see you anymore, but don't you worry, 'cause you won't be in any condition to receive anybody. Please, Zelda, please. We truly love each other, Jal and me. Don't kill me. Please don't. I won't kill, but kneeling there like an insect gives me an idea. How would you like to be a praying mantis? In a deserted section of the village, a bizarre cult began its nocturnal mass. O Prince of Darkness, I, Zora, sacred priestess of witches, do demand that you watch over the blessed exploits of our sister and queen, your high priestess Zelda. Do not concern yourself, sisters, I have succeeded. Tonight we separate and begin our mission of infiltration. We shall each start our own coven and gather recruits until... Crash! Run, sisters, scatter, do not be caught! Jal, but I thought you were... dead? You were too anxious, Zell. Don't let any escape. Rats, all of you are rats. Rats and cowards. Good witches never get caught. Jal shall escape his fate here. He will be the only one, but he will never know peace until I deliver him to his death. Rats! Oh, God! Someday I will come for you. Yours will be a special fate. Screech! Jal ran for a long time until humiliation caught up with him. His heart hardened and tightened with fury. A huge burst of anger rose with him and burst from his lips in the form of a vow. Which you have, I'm going to try this one again. Which you have given me the courage of a man living on borrowed time. If I am willing to give my life, it can never be taken from me. Hear me? I will destroy you or be destroyed. He comes here every day. Always reads books on the same subjects, witchcraft, Satanism, and magic. Madame Levia had brought back deceased relatives for many of her wealthy patrons. Tonight she was to meet her most dangerous challenger, Jal Jones. Search the world of the living, wandering spirits and find Zelda the Jamaican witch. Her nemesis is among us. I am here to take the life of my pursuer. I doubt that, Zelda, at least not tonight. This Zelda is only an image, played onto a cloud of odorless gas just above our heads. You're a phony, Madame Livia, and for your sake I hope the real Zelda never finds out about you. Genuine witches aren't merciful with imitators. A gift awaited Jal as he returned to his apartment. Let's see, that makes the 28th Curse of Death by Voodoo Doll. I'm gonna open a company and sell Jal dolls. I have enough of them. For 6 years, Jal Jones had been the terror of all witches. But despite his relentless war on witchcraft, the witch hunter has never confronted Zelda a second time. Ring! It's too late for callers. Mr. Jones, I have a message for you from Zelda. What is it? Good Lord, a Genty! The doomed spirit of a man long dead, cursed to stalk blindly through this life, moved forward following the sound of Jal's voice. Over here, Genty! You're not a very efficient postman if you can't even deliver a message. To its doom! Guy! I guess you won't be getting me tonight, Zelda. Joe! So Zelda, perhaps it's to be tonight after all. Jal, here I am. Bam! You're playing with me. My nerves have been steeled over the years, but yours have weakened, haven't they? Tonight you will be caught. Shotguns were made to take down big beasts, but the small ones, such as the poisonous Black Widow spider, are immune to this device, and that was why Zelda chose this form. However, Jal was right. The years of pursuit had weakened the clever witch's senses, because a good witch never gets caught, but spiders often do, by the praying mantis. Who would have thought that Millie would show up just when Zell was going to put the bite on Jal? That's one witch that won't be bugging anyone anymore. And Epilogue. Whew, those girls certainly led way out lives. I know that witchcraft has the power to corrupt, but that's pure wipeout. They say that a First Order witch may be defeated, but never destroyed. And her soul will live on, waiting to take form when word of her is spoken. But I won. There's that sound again. Thump, thump. Ouch, that's hot wax. Thump, 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 thump. At least there's no doubt about those girls being witches of the First Order. My first order right now is to get as far away from them as possible. See you in the next tale. Click, click. Ah! On silently treading feet, a stealthily crouched figure descends the shadow-shrouded iron grillwork of a fire escape. At the bottom, it pauses animal-like. Its head twitches towards the sound of feminine footsteps, and it leaps, adding another victim of the plague of the wolf. Aye! Click, click. Sensationalism headlines the morning's flood of newspapers, heralding the previous night's mist. Bestial murderer strikes again. Headline which keeps people talking throughout the day and on the evening subway ride home. Just dreadful. The 6th murder in 3 months. I just don't know what the world is coming to. When will the police catch this maniac? Says here that the murders have been committed during the full moon. Psychiatrists believe that whoever's responsible must have a split personality with overtones of a lycanthropic psychosis. With overtones of what? You know, werewolf or wolfman or whatever they called him. Don't you remember those horrid movies from years ago where a man changes into a wolf under the full moon? Well, it seems this murderer is a lunatic who really thinks he is a wolf man. The city isn't even safe anymore with nuts like that running around loose, and it gets dark so early now. I'm afraid to walk home from the subway. I know just what you mean, dear, but I wouldn't worry. None of the murders have taken place near our neighborhoods. Well, this is my stop. Good night. Good night. Hurry home now. Wish they'd put more lights on these side streets. Mustn't let my imagination run away with me. Nothing could happen to me. Aye! 7th Beast murder. Experts warn that tonight is last night of full moon this month. Hello. Oh, it's you, Gene. Tonight? Oh, Gene, not tonight. You've got to stay away from me tonight of all nights. Why, Jim? Oh, what do you mean? What's wrong with you tonight? You must listen to me, Jean. Do not come anywhere near me tonight. Something has happened to me, and something awful is going to happen tonight. You'll be in terrible danger if you come near me. Don't be silly, Jim. I've been waiting to see you for a long time, and now I'm certain that tonight's the night. Not tonight! You mustn't! There's still a full moon tonight. Oh, the better for us. I love full moons. Now listen, Jim. Stop acting foolish. I'm going to see you tonight if it kills me. I'll be your... well, how right she is. I'll be at your place at 8 o'clock sharp. No, Jean, don't say that. Jean? Oh, my God. She's hung up. Click. Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. That moon must shut out the sight of it. Constant reminder of what can happen. Tick, 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 tick. What am I doing here? I've got to get away from Jean. She could get me killed. Excuse me. Try that again, guys. It's not he that's going to be killed. What am I doing here? I've got to get away from Jean. She could get killed. I've got to go somewhere and lock myself away so nothing will happen. Tick, 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 tick. 7:55. Tick, tick. Jean, you got to get away. Something terrible is going to happen to me. I don't want you to be hurt. What do you mean? I don't know how or why, but there's a real wolf man stalking the streets of this city. And this morning I found the sign of the pentagram on my palm marking me as the next victim. I thought so. I just wanted to make sure. Ah! No, not you. Ah! Well, you can't tell the boys from the girls nowadays with all that hair, can you? That full moon sure brought out the beast in Jean, didn't it? Hope she doesn't wolf down her food. Prologue. A scout ship from Earth, far off course, sets down on an unknown planet. We made it. Thank heaven, when that meteor hit us, I thought it was the end. Environment analysis reads great. Atmosphere is almost like Earth's. We'll have no trouble making our repairs and getting off again. Won't even need helmets. Okay, Paul, run a check through damage control. I'll take a look outside at what the collision did to our tail fin. You will be careful, won't you, darling? Of course, Nan, dear. Though the computer says I've had nothing to fear outside. Don't worry, Nan. We'll keep your husband on the televisor screen the entire time he's out of the ship. I know. I'm a worrywart, Katya, but I love him so. Good Lord, what's that thing? Dave, look out! No! 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 Okay, astronauts, here's an other world weirdly to quit. Okay, astronauts, here's an otherworld weirdie to quiz your quake quotient. Do you have what it takes to pass this terror test? It's got him. Hang on, Dave. We've got to use that laser cannon to shoot that thing down. Scream! Help! Ah! No, you can't use the laser. You'll kill Dave. Zap! We nailed that monster, but Dave? What about Dave? Oh, darling. Oh my God! Easy, Nan. We're almost to him. Is he dead? He's alive, but badly hurt. It'll take all the ship's medical equipment to pull him through. Let's get him back. That's all we can do for now, Nan. Time will tell the tale. Why didn't that thing show up on our radar warning system? There's something peculiar about all our readings since we landed on this planet. But time for that later. Right now, we've been awake over 30 Earth hours since that meteor shower clobbered us. You girls get some sleep. I'll take the watch. We've got to be fresh if we're to get out of here. The girls have been asleep 5 hours now. I hope Nan was able to get some rest. She needs it, poor kid. What's that weird shadow? Nan, what are you doing? Davis, good Lord. Nan, you're a vampire. My God, your own husband. You have seen what you were not meant to see. You shouldn't have meddled, but that is not important now. What is important is you must die. Die to protect my little secret. Come here, Paul. You cannot refuse the will of the undead. Come here and... Oof! I don't understand this, but I must stop you. Crack! I remember the old legends. One way to stop a vampire. This sharp-edged piece ought to do the trick. Snap! Heaven forgive me! Ah! Paul, what was that awful scream? Stop, darling. For heaven's sake, don't go in there. Something horrible happened to Nan. She attacked Dave like a vampire. I had to kill her. Paul, first that monster attacks Dave, and now this. Like some monstrous force of fate, preying on us one by one. I can't stand it anymore. I can't. Steady, steady, darling. Don't lose your head or we're surely lost. This planet, something about it. We've got to make our repairs and get off it as quickly as possible. No, not now. Don't go out now. I'll be alone. You'll be all right. Just stay inside and lock the airlock after me. Then you'll be safe. You know I love you and wouldn't take any chances where you're concerned. Good news, Katya. The damage wasn't as bad as I thought. Just a minor repair. I'm coming in. Open the airlock as soon as... Hey, Paul! Oh, my Lord! Help me! It's Dave. He's dead, but he's alive! Coming at me! Help me, Paul! Hang on, Katya. I'm coming. Good Lord, the airlock. I'll have to blast my way back in. Will I be in time? What? The airlock's not locked. Did Katya disobey my order, or... Katya, I'm coming. Where are you? Katya, what is it? Where's Dave? Dave's dead, Paul. He has been for some time. He never attacked me at all. That was just my little trick to get you back inside the ship. Trick? Why, what do you mean, darling? I mean that I had to get you back here before you could complete final repairs, you see. This ship must never leave this planet, and no human must remain to tell the story. At least no living human. Come here, Paul, darling. No, I can't stand it. Not you too, Katya. I can't think. Spinning. He's coming out of it now, Dr. Kern. Where am I? You're all right, Paul. You're in Space Center on Earth, safe and sound. Earth, but how? We were lost and put down on a weird planet, and then Monster got Dave, and Nan became, and Katya. My poor Katya. Easy, Paul. You shouldn't try to get up. None of those things really happen. We've played a rather nasty trick on you, I'm afraid. Through drugs and hypnosis, we've made you imagine it all. You've never left this bed. Never left, but Dave, Nan, Katya. All of them are perfectly all right. You never went anywhere together. We induced all those dream hallucinations. You see, Paul, you've been selected from among all the other astronauts to pilot the first starship to Alpha Centauri. We can now tell you that fact. But you'll be all alone, farther from Earth than man has ever gone for many years. We had to test your reactions to extreme stress without really putting you in danger. And you passed the test with flying colors. Your reactions were logical and proper, but we had to be sure. You do understand, don't you? Understand? Understand? Of course I understand. It was a test, just like being able to take a joke. Well, the joke's on me. Ha 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 ha! I can take a joke. Now I'm going to see if you can take a joke. I'm going to test you for a little stress and tension. Hee hee ha ha ha! Fire only. No, Paul, control yourself. It was our job. We had to do it. What's wrong? I stood the test. Can't you? Can't you? Ah ha 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 ha! Stop! You're mad. No, don't do it. Ah! Metz and Kern's got more results than they bargained for. I hate to think what would have happened if Paul had flunked. Oh well, let's hack on to the next exciting yarn. Okay, Dangerous Dan Atkins, our demon draftsman. Mr. Atkins' inspiration. Okay, so that's just about the history of him. And of course you have some stories here. Let's try this. I'm going to read this because it's not that long. Dexter woke up with the morning heat. He quenched his thirst. He got up and left his shack. He surveyed the barren, cracked floor of the asteroid that was his prison. Only one more day and my time is up. One more day of 20 years. Tomorrow the rocket will come and I will go home, free at last. He had been in prison here for 20 long years. Why? For the murder of his wife. He looked at the world, which he now hated, and he spit towards it. Then he walked inside his aluminum shack. I'll be on my way tomorrow night, he said. Those rockets sure are fast. Think I'll watch a little interstellar TV to see what's going on back home. It whizzed on, and today, said the announcer, peace talks continued, but the Chinese delegation still has not appeared. As Dexter watched, suddenly the world blew up before him. The room was filled with light, brighter than the morning sun. The Chinese, they have blown up the world. They have destroyed themselves. They have destroyed everything. I'm condemned to spend the rest of my life on this rotten asteroid. Oh, no! 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 Dexter sank to the floor. At least he was alive. Or was he? Ooh, I like this one. Toby Caputi, a college student from Brooklyn and Frank Rosetta fan from way back, sent this drawing of Cousin Evely. It's time somebody turned her into a pussycat or something. I hadn't realized she looked this good to our readers. Okay. Prologue. My memory is old, but time is older. Although I remember much, I have forgotten more of my beginnings, and I recall nothing. Of my first encounter with the erect apes, not those kind, that would one day become humanoid, I possess only the threads of a fabric once intricate in detail. Yet I knew the humanoids in their protean youth, and I, a creature without substance, less than a specter, became humanoid at the expense of another. And as the humanoids grew in wisdom, so grew I. I savored all they did and collected my eons of experience. Again and again and again, I sold the vehicles of flesh and bone that would carry me safely down the ages. Knowing him better than he could ever know himself, I rose, became master of the humanoids. My armies broke the earth with their tread. My navies never... It's what it says here. My navies never let the sun look down upon a sea I did not own. Ever been alone? Really alone? For an hour? A day? A week? 1,000 years, maybe? No? Well, this fella has. But watch companies coming. But watch. Companies coming. Coming from distant Earth. Coming to expose this uncharted planet. Coming to find the survivor. At first I was afraid because this thing I saw was beyond my comprehension. Beyond all reason and sanity. I hid myself, quivering in the deep shadows of a ruined temple, and watched the silver tower back down the sky on columns of fire. Then the tower was down, resting upon the pavement of the ancient plaza, quieting its thunder and banking its great fires. For a day and a night there was silence. I found a murid in one of my traps. With a skill born of long practice, I snapped its neck, ate it raw, all the while watching the thing in the plaza. Then another dawn, and these were humanoids, not like those I'd known before the all-destroying plagues, but close, fascinatingly close. Scott, we'll erect the organons and data ingestors here. Incredible! All these ruins and not a living soul. My blood raced. Here might be my chance. New bodies. New life. That's one reason we're here, Bella, to find out what happened to the former population. It didn't matter that I couldn't understand their language. That would come the moment I possessed one of their bodies. How about a stroll among the scenic wonders, Bella? No thanks, Scott. We've got work to do. I had only to choose the strongest, the most aggressive. Damn the work. That's all you think of. And I needn't remind you of what your thoughts dwell on. Memories flooded back as I flooded the humanoids through the dead ruins of my ancient capital. Memories of power, glory. I mean it, Scott. If you must follow me, keep your hands off. Oh, come on now, Bella. You've got me wrong. The female struck me as rather grotesque in features, but that would change once I assimilated the tastes of her male companion. However, now I wanted the male alone, lost in the maze of ruins where all the advantages would be mine. But how to get him alone? In the end, he proved the situation himself. Scott, get away! That's what he says? Yeah. Get away from me, you degenerate baboon! Easy, doll, put that stinger away. In a moment, the female fled, leaving the angry male behind. Well, I'll be damned. Where'd you come from? During the centuries of my loneliness, I had perfected the ability to project a false image. But it was more than amusement. It was a matter of survival. Mine. I hoped I had copied the female's anatomy carefully enough. Slow down, kitten. I won't hurt you. Only my intents will keep me going. That same will that made It's interesting how he writes. Only my intents will keep me going. That same will that made my frail body endure a dozen lifespans. But even my will could not keep my old body alive forever. I needed another, soon. Wheezing, my heart pounding, I scrambled into position and waited. Hey, sweetie, come out and Scott'll give you a big surprise. I know you're here somewhere. I swung the club with all my strength, fearing even all my might would be too little, but he crumpled into unconsciousness. I croaked with glee. Now only one thing remained to do. Murder my old body and release myself from its hold. My iron knife cut deep. The body died and I floated free for a moment. Only a moment. Then I invaded Scott's body, my new body. I knew his thoughts. I shared his desires and ambitions. I had chosen well. The body was young and vibrant. This was the first stepping stone to the conquest of many worlds I had now discovered. But for now, I would do only a small thing to test myself. I would go to Bella and succeed where Scott had failed. Yet when I commanded my body to rise, my muscles, won't respond. But they have to, they must. Long minutes passed and I knew the answer. I'm paralyzed. That blow struck too hard. At the spinal column, all muscle control gone, forever. And now the myriads are coming, brought by the smell of blood, coming for the flesh that can't escape. The others won't find me here, and the mind of a myriad is too small to contain me. When my body is destroyed, there will be rats. I'll bet that's what our friend is saying right now. But reek seekers, sometimes the best laid plans of myriads and men and alien creatures go astray, into a dead end. We've come up with a real work of art for you this time, so get comfy in your coffins and read about a young painter's brush with the collection of creation. Gotta act quickly. Only about a month left before this young artist Tony James may be just what I'm looking for. One-man show work of Tony James. He seems to like painting beautiful women. Don't we all? That should make it much easier, and he does seem to have talent. See something you like, miss? Oh, the paintings show great promise. If only I could meet the artist. Do you know him? Why, yes, very talented fellow. He'll be great someday. And he's a fascinating person as well. How thrilling. What does he look like? As a matter of fact, he looks a lot like me. I couldn't resist playing a little joke on you. The truth is, I was fascinated the moment I saw you, and I'd like very much for you to pose for me. Oh, I'd love to pose for you. What an honor. All right, then, here's the address of my studio. Come in sometime next week, and we'll get started on your portrait. Oh, I most certainly will. An hour later. It's good to be home again, Ilzor, among familiar things. Whenever my time runs short, I feel uncomfortable in that strange world outside. But I think I've found the one I need. A foolish young artist who dreams of greatness. It may soon be time for you to paint another of your portraits. Yes, my lady. Yes, another day, withered old man for our... gonna try that all over again. Yes, another dry, withered old man for our gallery. So it has always been, so must it ever be, for I can never find eternal rest. A week passes. Mr. James, you talked to me at your show about modeling for you. Oh, yes, I'm glad you've come. I have a feeling that your portrait could be my first really great work. Come in. Yes, that's fine. The mood of antiquity suits you. You have a face that belongs in a classic setting. As a matter of fact, my ancestry is traceable to the reign of the pharaoh Amenophis. But enough about me. Tell me about yourself. Not much to tell. Just a struggling unknown right now. I feel as if I've got a masterpiece hiding somewhere in me, but, well, maybe this one will be it. I feel as if it will be, Tony. After we're finished for the day, you must come to my place to see my art collection. This is fascinating. All Egyptian and some of it incredibly old. You couldn't have collected it all yourself. Ah, but I did. It took a long time, but, well, we won't go into that just now. Now, here's something I'm interested in. Paintings. The style is primitive, yet classic. I've never seen anything quite like it, And the subject matter. These old men couldn't have been painted from real models. You didn't paint them, did you? No, my servant Ilzor did, but they were painted from life, as you may someday see. And as the weeks pass, it's no use, I just can't work anymore. It's driving me crazy. Why, Tony? Why, Tony? What do you mean? You know what I mean. I'm nuts about you. I can't eat or sleep or work from thinking about you. I've got to kiss you. No, not yet. Wait till the painting is done. Put your feelings into the work. True masterpieces aren't just painted in canvas. They're feeling and emotion, the soul of the artist. If you love me, then put all of yourself into the portrait. But 2 weeks later, it's no good. I've tried. I can't do it. It just isn't in me. I tell you, I'd give my life to paint just one truly great work of art. Any great artist realizes that his life will be fulfilled by one great creation. If you really mean it, I can help you. Of course I mean it, but how can you help me? I'll tell you, a painting is only a mere reflection of life, a mirror image of reality. But if you commit your soul to it, you can create the beauty of life itself. Later at Isis's home, you were amazed that I could collect all these ancient Egyptian articles. I said my blood goes back to the reign of King Amenephis. That is because I am his daughter. The king's alchemist gave me secret of eternal life. Gave me the secret of eternal life. But it has proved a curse, for with it went the compulsion to go on living, and now I can never find peace. I have lived through the centuries and eons by draining the years of life from others, and now I have grown aged again. You must give me your years, and I will be your masterpiece. Through me, you create a masterpiece of true life. You will win a place with me always. If you restore me to the beauty I once had, the beauty of which this mask is but a reminder. Oh, Lord! No, it can't be! I don't believe it! The alchemist's catalyst is simple. You must kiss me to release the soul, the life force you put into the painting. Kiss me and I will be restored. I will be your eternal masterpiece. Yes, I love you, Isis. I must poured my heart into that painting. My creation must live forever. I've done it, beautiful, but He's gone, but he has a moment of creative triumph, and he has won a place with me as I promised. And so I have another 40 or 50 years of life. So it has always been, so must it ever be, for I can never find eternal rest. Ilzor. Yes, my lady. There, Ilzor is the model for your next painting. Tony will be with me always, together with the others in our gallery. Looks like all of Isis's ex-boyfriends became a real hang-up for her. Excuse me, we're going to try that one again. Looks like all of Isis's ex-boyfriends become a real hang-up for her. But she has found a way of solving her own personal generation gap. The end. The crawling hand. Turn on the switch and watch. The hand comes to life. The fingers flex as the hand starts to walk across the room. The large ring on the third finger sends a light of eerie horror over the room. The silent, lifelike plastic hand, made of latex rubber with a bandaged wrist, stalks across the room, and only you know where it came from. Only $4.95 plus 50 cents for postage and handling. 4D man. The corpse-making four-dimensional man can walk through walls but needs the life force of others to keep himself from becoming a modern mummy. Only $6.20. War of the Planets. What happens when a runaway planet plays hooky from stellar space? Another universe calls in a space scientist to stop exploding missiles and trouble in the skies. This is a truly wonderful space and science film. One you won't ever forget, so get it today. 8mm, 160 feet, $6.20. War of the Colossal Beast. A monster of the atomic age. A towering terror from hell. The story of a man trapped in the blast of a plutonium bomb and the terrible events that followed. Only $6.20. The Blob. Teenagers see what looks like a shooting star blaze to Earth. At its landing spot, they find an old man writhing in pain, his hand covered with a strange substance. They rush him to a doctor who watched the substance spreading before his eyes. The blob continues to spread and terrorize the town. Only $6.20. It came from outer space. What happens when a spaceship loaded with stellar monsters goes out of control? They land on Earth and battle a brave scientist trying to save the Earth. Is he successful? The scary film tells you what really happens. 160 feet, 8 millimeters, $6.20. Abbott and Costello meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. America's most mirthful comedians meet the world's most monstrous monsters. And that's where the fun begins. Dr. Jekyll gives Costello a drug, turns him into a monster. Everything goes crazy and Scotland Yard goes mad. Monsters can be fun, and this film is the funniest. 8 millimeters, 160 feet, $6.95. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. The who's who of the monster world team up in the funniest monster film ever made. Imagine Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, and the Invisible Man combining their eerie talents to trap Abbott and Costello. They even suggest using Costello's brain for the monsters. Great fun. 8 millimeters, 100 feet, $6.95. Abbott and Costello and Rocket and Roll. The funniest comics in Hollywood double up for a crazy rocket trip through outer space. Beauties and cuties in Venus tempt them. The runaway rocket ship scares the life out of them. And through it all, Abbott and Costello give a hilarious performance that will make you die laughing. 8 millimeters, 160 feet, $6.95. Now for the first time, the Three Stooges in 3D. Aside from the special color filter viewers supplied with the film, no special equipment is needed. No special screen, no special projector. Just watch the startling action. 60 feet of film. Spooks! The Stooges in a hilarious slapstick romp, funnier than ever in 3D. So real, they seem to jump right out in front of the screen. When something is thrown, you duck. Only $5.95. Tales of Horror. This 3D stage comedy is a wild tale that takes place in an old haunted house. Our three-dimensional Stooges are mixed up with all sorts of deadly weapons. Only $5.95. The East Side Kids meet Bela Lugosi. You'll die laughing as the East Side Kids master side-splitting stunts with Bela Lugosi's terror-filled action. Featuring Bela Lugosi and the original East Side Kids. $5.95. We Want Our Mummy. Hired as detectives, our three friends take a hilarious taxi ride to Egypt. And when they enter the tomb, wow, only $5.95. Okay, here we go, guys. That was the end. There are Dynamite bundles aplenty. You can get this book right now from Humble Bundle, right now. And I think you can also get it from Fanatical. So, pick it up. You can definitely pick these up, so do it. The book I'm reading right now, you can get it for cheap. Dynamite needs all the help they can get. So, definitely pick this up. Oh, and cool, James Cameron said something. Vampirella was so hot, I used to buy every comic I could get my hands on. The fact that she didn't exist didn't bother me, because we have these quintessential female images in our mind. Wow. Okay. James Cameron had it for Vampirella. But can you blame him? I mean, look at her. Alright, guys. I'm out, and we'll see you next time with more great comics.